Here's an idea. Do something with it.
It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me always. Money coming in and all day. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money.
Hey, welcome to Talking with Tish, episode 8. Thank you. Please, you know the spiel, you know the routine. Like, hit the subscribe button, subscribe, comment. Feel free to share. Just give me your opinion underneath. Share it, give me your opinion. But anyways, it's Talking with Tish, episode 8. I am traveling tomorrow, so I haven't really, my topics are everywhere, I guess is the point. I usually try to have them flow, but it's kind of some funny stuff, some serious stuff, some Karen stuff, I don't know what category, depending on the mood of the day, that junk falls into. But anyways, I figured I'd do my episode before I headed out to the desert. And maybe I can do an episode from my phone out there. I'm not going to try to take this microphone and my little stuff with me. So we'll see. Anyways, my first of all, I made a little video. It just kind of ticked me off. I'm still thinking about it. But it's like, watch your children. I was coming home today after work, and I don't know what kind of maybe disability or maybe the child might have had autism. There was just something you could tell. And they got out the cars on bicycles. You could tell that somebody dropped them off, but pretty much at the stoplight. I was the car behind them. They were the second car. And the child kind of started crying, tapping themselves, and just kind of doing some other different things that I felt like, dang, why isn't the dad a little bit more concerned? And maybe because this is normal, they go through this, I don't know. But we're out here on a busy street, these cars, the child starts crying and just takes off on the bike. Not really speeding off, but just kind of takes off on the bike. And I'm kind of looking like, then I start beeping like, your child is going to be gone. Nothing. They probably just so used to it down here that I probably was beeping about traffic, even though our light wasn't green yet. So I don't know why I would be beeping other than, hey, look up. Where's your child? Somebody could have maybe almost hit them. Then it's like down the street, a block down from Prospect. So it's like, I don't know, just the possibilities, the accidents, I see or get the alerts on my phone sometimes for those children that are missing or been abducted, or most of the time it's by their other parent when they're small like that. Or you see these missing posts where it's like this child was last seen walking off, and I'm like, I better not see this dad on the news because I'm sure gonna speak up. But that just kind of ticked me off. So I guess you know what, how I can roll from this story into the next horrible parent story. That was a father, but this one is a mother. So let me pull that up. I don't think I have that as a video. That is something that I am going to read to you guys. So basically, it says a mother was accused of taking a drunken bath while leaving the scene of a crash as her 4-year-old daughter drowned in a car. I mean, shit, do I need to even read anything else? What in the mother drunken? According to the Stanislaus County District Attorney, Juliet Marie Acosta, 26, of Oakdale, has been charged with the murder of her 4-year-old daughter, I won't say her name, following a tragic incident on March 8th. Acosta was initially arrested after a crash in, oh, there's a dang on ad, in an irrigation canal near Hickman, California. According to the criminal complaint, she was allegedly driving with a blood alcohol content nearly 3 times the legal limit of 0.08% when the crash occurred. CBS News reported that Acosta was arrested again in San Diego on Friday near a downtown hotel after she attempted to flee. She had been out on bail for the DUI charge, but the California Highway Patrol attempted to serve a no-bail warrant on the new murder charge per the network. The charges also allege that Acosta left her partially submerged vehicle, failing to render aid to her trapped daughter, and was later found taking a bath while her daughter was, I hate when they do that, while her daughter remained in peril. Those little cover-up block-ups, but how horrific is that? Not saying that I haven't got drunk, not saying that I haven't been a terrible person and drink and drive, but with my children, no. B, and then get in an accident and leave them, it's over for you. It should have been over for you at then. Like you might have been all right. Save your damn daughter. Like, get her out the back seat. She passed away later. So no sympathy for her. It's just unbelievable, the people today. And I guess you heard her age. But still, I guess I was a teen mother. I was 16. I had a wonderful family, though. So that's what a lot of my friends can kind of remind me about. Had a wonderful grandmother, aunts, uncles, cousins, wonderful village that came together and made sure that, everything was okay. Maybe, well, this isn't even a postpartum thing. I don't know. No excuses. These kids today, these people today, I don't know. That's horrible. So I'm going to follow that. So as I see more things, I wonder, will she plead not guilty typically when she should just go on and lay it down? But anyways, my next video, I actually do have an audio clip for this one that gets annoying. That, it's like we're tired of. Okay, where's my saved videos? Okay, here it is. This ticked me off.
What is it you think you're doing here? That's illegal. This is private property. You can't be using this dumpster for your trash.
Oh, no, it's okay. My office is right here. It's not illegal. I have an office here, sir.
Your office is here. You work, and you work here.
Office?
Yes. I need proof of this.
Would you like services or anything, or why do you need my business?
I would like to see proof that you're an attorney, because this is private property. You can't be throwing trash out there. You're breaking the law.
Okay, I will look.
1019.
Here you go, sir.
You guys seen this one,
Linda
right?
Jones, attorney at law, located right at this office address.
I see the Linda Jones, but I don't see the address. Here.
Sir, if you flip the card over, please. Thank you.
She done gave him her business card. I work here. I lease an office here.
Still don't see the address.
Sir, here's the address here, please. And that's my name. Is there anything else that you need to verify that, sir? I'm trying to cooperate here.
Ma'am, I'll ask the questions. You're breaking the law right now.
Actually, I'm an attorney. I know my rights, and I'm not breaking the law. As I stated, sir, I'm a tenant at this office location.
Okay, this card doesn't prove any of that. I need to see your ID.
You don't need my ID, sir. I just gave you my business card.
Ma'am, don't make this any more
This is my
difficult than it has to be.
address.
There's no need to be confrontational. I
Nobody's
need to
being
see your ID.
confrontational, sir.
I had to pause it right there. Confrontational. We can't even talk. That's why I used to be almost afraid sometimes at work. Like, oh my God, I do not want to lose my job. I need this for my income. Previous jobs, not nowhere, nothing where I'm at today. I absolutely love those guys. But where I felt like I know where this could possibly go, and not yelling, but just being kind of firm and like, no, that did not happen. No, I did not say that. Or, no, this is what happened. This is what I told XYZ. It also taught me to just have everything in writing too, but let me keep this rolling.
What is it you think you're doing here?
Oh, it started over, dang it.
This year, you work, and you work 10-19.
Sir, if you flip the card over, please. Thank you. Is there anything else I can help you with, sir? Because the sun is...
I still don't see the address.
Sir, here's the address here, please. And that's my name. Is there anything else that you need to verify that, sir? I'm trying to cooperate here.
Ma'am, I'll ask the questions. You're breaking the law right now.
Actually, I'm an attorney. I know my rights, and I'm not breaking the law. As I stated, sir, I'm a tenant at this office location.
Okay, this card doesn't prove any of that. I need to see your ID.
You don't need my ID, sir. I just gave you my business card.
Ma'am, don't make this any more
This is my
difficult than it has to be.
address.
There's no need to be confrontational. I
Nobody's
need to
being
see your ID.
confrontational, sir. I'm not being
Ma'am,
confrontational.
you're being incredibly
What is she
aggressive.
saying,
All you're
sir?
doing is escalating the situation, and there's no need for any of this.
I'm escalating the situation.
Correct. I've asked you
You know
3
what?
times now. I need to
I
see
will
your
show
ID.
you my ID to verify the business card, okay? I'll do that for you. But I don't have...
And please sue him. Please make a complaint.
This is my name to verify the business card and the office address, sir. This is not illegal dumping, once again.
But the address is different on your license than it is on the business card.
Because that's a business location, sir. That's not my home address.
Yeah, this whole thing just seems very suspicious. I'll be right back. I need
No,
ID to
sir,
run
you
this ID.
don't need to run my ID, sir. You don't need to. I'm an attorney, like I said. That'll be against your jurisdiction if you're trying to run my driver's license.
Ma'am, you
You and I both know that, or I can tell you that right now. That's illegal what you're doing.
just illegally took your ID.
Because you have no reason to legally stop me. I gave you my ID. I did not have to, once again.
Ma'am, you're breaking the law. You're
not
illegally dumping trash. Your addresses do not match up.
Yes, they do. They do match up.
Well, then you should have no problem with me running it then, if you are.
You don't need to run my ID, sir. I told you, again, I'm a lawyer. This is my office address. I've proven that with my business card.
Just
and
a
my
quick
driver's
thing
license.
again. Demeanor isn't crazy, wild, aggressive, nothing.
Then you should have no reason for me to run your ID if you are so in fact a lawyer and this is your property. Because from where I stand, you're illegally dumping trash into a dumpster.
Who black is going to say they're a lawyer if they're not?
Is that officer as I see? Badge 2322? You really want to continue this conversation with me? Knowing that I'm an attorney at home.
I mean, you haven't proven that you're an attorney.
With the business card saying attorney that doesn't, and the ID matching, that doesn't do it for you? Or you want to keep going down this rabbit hole, officer?
Okay, ma'am, this could just be so simple. All you need to do is give me your ID and your business card back.
I'm not letting
Let
you
me
run
run it.
anything. I don't have to let you run anything. Maybe you need to go read into your law books
Ma'am,
instead of just the academy.
if you weren't breaking the law,
You're going to get sued, sir. This is harassment now because you're on my private property as a tenant.
1017.
And you're trying to make me, call whoever you need to call because you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. I don't know if it's racism. I don't know what you have going on, a bad day. I'm not sure, sir, but you need to go.
None of that is relevant to what's going on here.
It's very relevant.
It's
Because you're sitting here
probably
harassing me at my workplace. I'm taking out my trash where I pay for have my office space.
You know we catch the brunt of their bad attitude driving down the street. Oh, see a black, let me,
I showed you my ID and verified that's the name. This is my office. Would you like to come inside?
Okay, ma'am, I'm gonna let you off on a warning.
You have no choice but to let me off on a warning. Because you need a warning yourself. Keep it going.
I'm glad she was educated and was actually a lawyer, because most everyday people just are afraid, want to get home, is going to yes, the officer. Man, I wish I would have been able to save I don't know if it was on YouTube or TikTok, um, the girl that was only working at the job for a few days and her coworker and her was getting into it. He called the police. They told her to leave, called the supervisor, told her to leave. She would not leave, got aggressive, and she went to jail. I was all for that. You going to jail with your, get up out of here. These people don't want you here. So there are those cases, but I don't know. Then you have these cases. My next story. We all know Torre, right? He had a Karen moment, and I catch myself like, gosh. And I shouldn't wish things like this, but you know how said on Kings of Comedy, we live by the wish factor. Like, I kind of wish I would. No. But I'm probably a little too mean. I would just kind of that stuff right out the gate. Ain't no Karen in me, I don't think. But I mean, unless it's at the job. Outside of that, I would. So let me pull up my next video. My next topic. All right, where we at? Okay, here we go.
You got the right one this time. Writer and TV personality Torre had an encounter with a Karen. Priceless. Here it is.
Today I met a woman out at the public tennis courts. She was short. I'm sure she voted for Trump 3 times.
Hey, I'm short.
I've been there on January 6th, but she didn't have enough money for bus fare. She had about 90% of her teeth and a ski hat on, even though we were playing tennis. But she wasn't playing tennis. She was overseeing her son, about 14, who was playing with a much better older man. I'm at the tennis courts where I go every single day. I signed up to play from 12 to 1, and she's on my court at 12:01. I'm like, this is my court. She's going, no, it's first come, first serve. I'm like, no, there's a sign-up sheet. She goes, no,
You know
these are
she don't go
public courts.
there.
I'm like, no, I'm here every day. You have no idea of the rules. I do. I live in these courts.
She's a Karen, sir. Karens are above all rules, regulations, statutes. But here comes the husband. All right. What happened next?
She refuses to move off my courts, and then she says, why don't we call the police, even though she's the problem?
Yes, call them.
911. The story is
And
wild.
then
This is all
911,
true.
wasted
After she hung up,
911's
she starts
time.
arguing somehow with the guy I was going to play tennis with, and her husband comes running out of nowhere onto the courts as if he had run straight in from the set of The Sopranos. Khakis, 6 hairs clinging to the top of his head, black jacket, white turtleneck, like straight from Tony Soprano's crew. He's screaming, nobody yells at my wife, and I think he's going to go physically attack my partner. So I get in his way, and I'm like, what do you want to do? And he's like, these are public courts.
Torre.
We have a sign-up sheet. We covered this already this morning. Like, you guys came late. You can't just take somebody else's court and then physically threaten them.
Okay. Now I want to fast forward to the police reaction.
To get off my court, but I wasn't getting anywhere near her. And other people who were there who saw the whole thing are like, hey, officer, I saw the whole thing. There was no assault whatsoever. They never got near each other. So the officer's like, so it was just a verbal dispute, right? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, no. And they're like, it was just a verbal dispute. And I'm like, okay, so you have learned, you have assessed that she lied.
She tried to attempt to make a false report.
Charges for that because she should not be saying that about something that didn't happen. And he's like, no, it doesn't work that way.
What in the world? See, that shit would piss. let me quit talking like I normally do. Dang it, I gotta get this YouTube down. I hope they don't ding me or not show my video to more people. I'm working on it. But that would upset me. I think I would have lost it. Like the things that we go through, and it's almost like somebody that's lying. It's not that bad, I guess, about, I was gonna say lying about being essayed, but and you're actually lying, you know. I guess that's a little bit more traumatic that the person would have to go through than you just calling the police at a damn country club. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of curious. Like, I wonder in my lifetime, will one of them chicks try me? Oh my God, this is hilarious. Oh my God. This was the laugh that I needed. It was a cute thing. Um, and you know, I'm getting ready to start traveling more abroad. Um, so I'm laughing with her in a funny way because as an American, I could go somewhere else and sound crazy as heck trying to pronounce something that is originally there, you know. So, okay. Let me turn this down till I get to actually, unless I saved it at that moment. Nope, I didn't. So let me get to that mark. This was hilarious. Okay.
Number one, most embarrassing moment on a date. So my first language is Spanish, and I'm used to words being spelled out just how you need to pronounce it. Now I know this is a Spanish word, but in my mind, I just figured it was an English word, and this is how I needed to pronounce it. And for some reason, I just never had to use this word before, and I never had to read it. So back in San Antonio, I went on a date with a guy, and he picked me up. We were trying to figure out what we wanted to do. We were just driving around. So we drive by this place, and I'm like, hey, why don't we go get some strawberry daiquiris?
What the hell is
And he
that?
just turns to me, and he's like, some what? And I point to the
Stop,
place. So
wait.
now he's reading the word that I'm trying to say,
Stop.
and obviously it's daiquiri.
No!
And he's like, yeah, let's go get some strawberry daiquiris.
That queries. Oh, that's so cute.
Doesn't correct me. And he's like smiling so much. And I'm like, oh my God, he's happy. Like, this is a cute idea.
He's
Like, we're
happy.
just going to go get strawberry daiquiris and like, go on a cute date. So we get to this place. And again, I just had never ordered a daiquiri or had ever heard, I don't know, I just never thought about it. So we're ordering our daiquiris, and I tell the lady, I was like, hey, I want a strawberry.
I think I'm gonna say that from here on out.
What? And like, I'm like confused because I'm like, well, that's the only thing you guys sell here. Like, why are you confused? I just want a strawberry daiquiri. And she's like, a strawberry daiquiri? And I just turned to the guy that I was with, and he starts laughing his ass off, and I'm just like, are you serious right now? Like, you knew I was gonna say it wrong, and you just waited for me to say it out of both.
That's why it was so funny.
Sorry, it was just too good. Like, I had to see this happen. So if you're on a date and somebody mispronounces something because they know another language, like, please correct them before they go and say it somewhere else.
That's so
in public,
funny,
because
babe.
It's so embarrassing.
Oh.
Now my friends know about it, and whenever there's a daiquiri place, they're like, hey, do you want some daiquiris?
Oh, that's so funny, but it's funny in a cute way. That is hilarious to me. If I was on a date with somebody and they said strawberry daiquiris, I would just smile too. Like, what? First, I probably would be confused. Like, what? And then if they pointed over at the, like, oh, the Dax. Like, you know, there's a ton of daiquiri places down here in Houston. And so I probably would do the same thing. Oh, that was so funny the first time I heard it. I laughed till I cried. Um, daiquiris. I think I'm gonna say that from here on out. I don't drink those, but that's hilarious. Um, oh my goodness. Remember my last episode, and I played the clip about the date where the girl had the rash. She went out the country. I think we all know where. And she came home with a rash, went to the dermatologist. They did some little scraping, whatever, and then told her to come in. The police wanted to talk to her. Matter of fact, it was not the police, it was the FBI. And it was some type of cream that, I don't know, is that getting your skin and body ready for the grill? Because they said it was for cannibalism. So it was like, what? I don't know. But I don't know. Anyways, where did I put this story? Let me look it up. That's a shame I can't even read my own scribbles. But it's basically like, what is going on? This lady was, and it was a lady this time. So it's almost like, are they, it's kind of like those dudes that try to use the women to snag the girls in, excuse me, as a more trusting player in the, okay, let me find it, in the no good trafficking game, or trying to get her out on the streets. Okay. There it is. Should have known. It was out of, and yeah, I said it like that. It is out of Florida. Florida woman arrested for selling human remains on Facebook Marketplace. What in the flipping world? It says the owners of a Florida curio shop have been arrested for selling human remains on Facebook Marketplace, according to the Orange City Police Department. Kimberly Shopper, it's spelled Schopper. Kimberly Shopper, 52, and Ashley Lelesi, Lelesi, were arrested and charged with the purchase of or sale of human organs and tissue, according to court records. This is something I haven't seen in the 17 years that I've worked for this agency. Orange City Police Department Captain Sheriff El Shami told ABC News. Orange City is located about a half hour north of Orlando. Police began looking into Shopper store Wicked Wonderland back in December when they received a tip regarding a business within the city attempting to sell human bones, according to the charge affidavit. The tip included images from the store's Facebook page, which advertised various human bones for sales, complete with pricing information. It's almost like this stuff is becoming regular. I mean, I guess this is a little different. I mean, unless hopefully they ain't using it for soup. But so it's not like a cannibalism type of thing. But who even wants to handle that? Like, I don't, this is, my mom's ashes. This is my mother who I love dearly, That's one thing, but just, yeah. That's about bad as how them people was doing in a last week's episode too. So if you haven't watched it, go back to episode 7. That's lucky, number 7. But go back to that, because there was some things in there too, like that damn funeral home. And then it's like I think I've read the follow-up on something with that was the state or city or whatever, whoever comes in and does the inspections and fines and things like that, where they have X amount of time to do X, Y, Z. Who would even mess with them people anymore? You don't have the integrity. You don't have the honest, just, I don't even have the right words. I don't even know what to say. Just to be an upstanding, respectable person that has more respect for those that have passed away and their remains here still. So I wouldn't even mess with them people no more. But who am I? But yeah, I thought that was kind of crazy, like on Facebook Marketplace. And then they kind of listed too some of the prices. So if you want skull fragments, that's $90. A clavicle and scapula is $90. A rib is $35. What Chris Rock say? How much for one rib? $35. A human vertebrae for $35 and a partial human skull for $600. Oh. Well, it just said, it said human skull fragments are $90. So the partial skull, which I guess is bigger than a fragment, is $600. Whew, I don't know. I mean, and here I do need me a different side hustle, but I can't even imagine. I'm so spiritually thinking. I'd be like, this is somebody. What if they're upset? What if? I guess so. So, anyways, I was gonna say what's next on my list until I read it. And I may be a little too old to even really have that much to say, but I definitely had a lot of fun in the early 2000s. I still have a lot of fun. I'm gonna have a lot of fun in every phase of my life. But, what that fun is may change, but I'm always have fun. But the Millennium Tour, and I kind of wanted to check it out when it was going to come through here, but they said it was tired, weak, ain't nobody working out, practicing. They up there yelling, cussing out the crowd because they ain't hyped enough. This is what I thought was funny. One person was like, they was so mad that Ray J only got up there and sang One Wish. What else Ray J got? That's all I want to hear from Ray J. One Wish. And then, honestly, just play the track. He can lip sync. Because Ray J out here sounding like he might be doing some things that the voice might not just be right. Some of them Diddy interview videos I seen, some of them Princess fights, going to jail I seen. I don't know, but it was just like, y'all mad because Ray J only sang one song? What else? There might have been another song. I can't remember, but I'll give him 2 songs that I know about. But One Wish is the only thing that I could think of that I would want to hear. And I did like that song back in the day. I ain't gonna lie, I like that song. I ain't gonna sit here and no, let me quit. And then Gross, everybody was like, yuck, you had Trey Songz headline too. Ew. The essayer. He is so tired and dried up. I did think he was cute when I was younger before we heard all of the stories about him. But it's like, I see him just in the same bucket. Throw him in there with like Future. Another one I don't really care for. But yeah. And I did not know, how people was sharing or Omarion's brothers, him and his brothers, like there's must be 3 of them, I think. And I did not know that the Orion is the one that has a child with Jean Aoko. Did I say her name right? No, but you know who I'm talking about. Janae Aoko. You know what I'm talking about. Did you see, though, the video? I don't know. But to me, it sounded like a very young, immature person that, girl, you should have asked questions before you had got pregnant. But anyways, she's on to Big Sean's second baby. But I think just talking about that because that video popped back up. that interview popped back up because I'm sure it's very old because that's her first child. Now, this next video, okay, it is on my saved here. Let me turn this down till I get to where it is. No, I thought I saved that. One of my favorites. Celeb Source. He had talked about it. Looking at my next story, that's funny. Come on. Okay, I think this is the one. No, you know what? This will be easier. I'll do it like this. I hate when I don't save something. Nope, not that one. Dang it. But basically, Celeb Source, who I really enjoy his page and his outlook on things, was basically saying how he played a clip of Slim Thug talking about how Megan Thee Stallion just has to like him. You know, she played his song, she danced to his song, or something along those lines. And, you know, he's basically alluding to she must want to hook up with him. And so, darn it, I've listened to so much. Yeah, yesterday. That it's hard to find. I usually put it in a bucket. Maybe this is it. No, that's the one on China. Ooh, because China has been exposing. They said, okay, America, you want to play? Okay, I found it. Damn, finally.
Cause she's from the city of Houston. I'm always just like Beyonce. Them the queens. We gonna turn them up. It's y'all be cringe, y'all people. Why is he saying that?
Because Slim Thug is cringe.
We be on stage together. We got pictures together, all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the video. I'm the video hoe. Big in Texas video. Oh shit, my drop. You were talking about some cringe. What are you talking about? She was in the drop top. Shout out my boy Ferris. Yeah, but no, we gonna always extra rep Megan and everybody else too. We love everybody, all the girls out the city.
Repping them is one thing.
That's why it's so difficult for women to get ahead, real talk, because it's really what Patrice O'Neal said. Patrice O'Neal said that when men working with women is like bears working with fish. You understand what I'm saying?
Thank you.
The idea is this. The idea is this, right? She
Bears
danced to your
working with
music.
fish.
Because he told me, oh, we cringe. No, you cringe, okay? They say you cringe.
Did you hear that? I know, Pam. I was probably sounding far away and backed up. You know, got to shout out my girl Pam. She will definitely let me know. No, I'm teasing. But did you hear him? He said it's sometimes for us, not all the time, and we love you men that don't make us feel like that. But it's almost like bears with fish. They will eat the fish. That's us. And it's nice to hear it from somebody that ain't trying to kiss our ass or make money off of having a female audience like y'all hated. What's his name?
Cringe, bro. That's what they said. And here's why they say you cringe. She danced to your music, so now she wants to have sex with you. that's what that means. She danced to his music, so therefore she wants to have sex with me. So she likes the work that I've done. She must want to have sex with me. She read the IEP that I wrote and was like, you know what? This man wrote a bomb IEP. I want to have sex with him. Is that how that translates? You know what?
So simple.
All them packages on time. I want to have sex with him. That's what it is. See, for a lot of guys, that's how a lot of guys feel. A lot of dudes feel like the minute a woman is relatively nice to them, they must want to have sex with them. And I'm sorry, ladies, but that's how a lot of men feel. And I don't know if that's because we were emotionally deprived. Because it's like, how can I say this?
What is it?
I've seen situations where like women were mid, or like let's say out of 10, they were rated like a 4.
Listen to this.
But then like when the person that's rated a 4 like just gives a gentle touch on the shoulder, automatically it raises her number from like 4 to like, you know what I'm saying, like 8. You know what I mean? Oh wait, my neighbor got somebody pulling in her driveway. Let's see.
Okay. He's funny. I like listening to Celeb Source. Follow him on YouTube. Celeb Source, The Sauce, Tisa Tells. Another girl I love, Charlotte Dobre. I love her for funny stuff. Crazy dating stories, TikTok runs. She's funny too. So, anyways, speaking of Charlotte, that's how I'm going to end the night with this last crazy story. I was like speechless. Speechless. And that's very rare. So let me find this story. Okay. No, not history. I did smartly save this one. Dang it, what? Let me turn it down till I find that story. Okay. Okay, here we go.
Just to give you a visual of where we were sitting on top of those. Imagine that the 4 of us are all sitting in a row on these mats, and this crazy girl was sitting like on the very end, and then it was me, and then it was the other 2. And I was facing this way, talking to these other girls because they were talking to me like you face the people you're talking to typically. But that means that the girl sitting over here is not getting her required amount of attention, because remember, as I said, she needs to be the center of attention at all times.
Let me pause it real quick because I think I didn't go back far enough. They're in high school. They're sitting in the gym. This is one of those friends to enemies in 10 seconds TikTok runs that Charlotte does. And I was listening to this on my way home, and I was, then it came upon this last story. I was like, so anyways, they're like in the gym sitting on like the wrestling mats that are stacked up so high. She's with this girl that she said really didn't like her, always made her feel a certain type of way. I just don't understand those friendships. Like, why does the one that really doesn't like you stick around? It's just crazy psychological dynamic with that. But anyway, so that's what the beginning of the story is. And she's saying it was 4 of them. So I picture the girl, her, and the 2 other girls, like she said, and she's turned because they're talking to her, or the one next to her is talking to her. So she's looking this way, and she's saying this girl's not getting the attention that she thinks she deserves. So here we go.
And this girl was kind of known for doing some outrageous things for attention, which I would absolutely love to do a story time on that a little bit later, but I digress. So I'm talking to these other girls that I'm sitting with, and so all of a sudden, I feel something wet being smeared down my arm, like right here. Do you remember who was sitting on this side? That girl. I just pinched my eye with my eyelash curler, so don't mind me literally crying right now. Turns out this girl stuck her hands down her pants, wiped herself, and smeared it on my arm. I cannot make this up. Let me repeat myself in case you...
Oh my God!
Her discharge onto my arm. Literally traumatizing.
I probably would have. I don't know. That's just unbelievable. That is just some stuff that only certain groups of people will do. What? What? I don't. If she would have input that, I'd have been upset. But you, what? What? Who in the world? Where did that come from? Who even thinks of something like that? Where is I have not been using my, no, there needs to be something crazier than that. Yeah, that. What? That I would have probably, and everybody would know. Everybody would know. Mm-mm. But you know, I grew up where we had one high school, 2 middle schools. We had a little, I don't know, I'd probably say 10 elementary schools or 15, I don't know. Just guessing, running them through my mind, I guess. So we will see you on Monday. We will see you. The town that I grew up in was so small. We will see you Friday night. I mean, are we bound to see each other? So that is so crazy to me. But I think that's all I got. I just kind of wanted to get in here before I leave tomorrow for my vacation with my cousins. Going to the desert, going to see my girlfriend. Shout out Angie too. So yeah, maybe like I said, I'll try to maybe put something together, get some good photos, get some good views. I don't know if we'll get hiking or anything like that, but just in case. Anyways, you made it this far. If you did, thank you. Feel free to critique me, advise, laugh, talk your ish. Just let me know what you felt on the topics, and like, comment again, share, subscribe. It helps me out wonders, and it'll let you know when I have another episode out. I know everybody isn't on YouTube like I am. So anyways, I will talk to you soon. Talking with Tish.